10 of Superior Planning Commission will please come to order. Commissioner Harvey, could you please call the roll?
Yeah, as soon as I figure out what I did with my sheet of paper. Vice Chairperson Jim Sawtelle.
Here.
Commissioners Joanne Eaton, Phyllis Harden here, Mark Basis.
Here.
Jerry Malia.
Here.
Bob Momartz. Tom Ricker.
Here.
Planner Fred Fox.
Here.
Associate Planner Lisa Ritchie.
Here.
Attorney Liz Cross.
Here.
I guess the first order of business is approval of the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda that any member wishes to make? Can we get a motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda.
Commissioner Lasix?
Second.
Commissioner Malia? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion's carried. I may have skipped approval of the minutes. I don't see that on the agenda, but we have the minutes. We have the minutes from the October 21, 2014 Planning Commission meeting. Did anybody have any changes to the minutes?
Well, that's
That's
actually point number 6.
Oh, it's point-
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What's going off?
The agenda.
Oh, 6A. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's come back to that in the right order then. I apologize. So next order is the public comment on the consent agenda and non-agenda items. Don't believe we have anybody from the public here to comment, so that should take care of that. Next is the appointment of a chairperson and vice chairperson. I guess my feeling on it is we can do a couple of things. We could either take action on that tonight, if you wish. We have a quorum, or we can wait. We have 2 vacancies on the commission that need to be filled. And so, we could wait to do that. I think the current schedule is that we're likely to have the 2 commissioners named by the February meeting. So we may have another meeting between now and then with just the current 7 commissioners. Anybody have any thoughts, preferences, whether to act now or wait? Joanne? The topic is whether we act on the agenda item now for the appointment of a chairperson and vice chairperson, or if we want to wait until Commissioner Momartz is able to join us and until the 2 new commissioners are appointed.
Sorry about this, guys. Oh, God. All right, here I am.
Any thoughts?
I think it would be beneficial if Commissioner Momartz was here before we made a motion for appointment of a commissioner or chairperson and a vice chairperson.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
That would be my preference. You got a high number of new members.
Right. Joanne, any thoughts on that?
It's all right with me. I just think that new members probably are not going to be an addition. I think Momart should be here. That's the only thing. If newer people are here, I don't think they would know very much on their first meeting.
Right.
Okay.
So when would we do this? Are we having a meeting?
I don't know if we're going to have our regularly scheduled meeting in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I see our staff kind
We have
of
no
looking doubtful.
applications.
Right, so most likely the next meeting would be the first Tuesday in February.
I won't be there.
Okay,
I'm having surgery on the 26th.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So am I, but you're going to be fine. I've been here before. But that's the only thing. Can I submit an absentee ballot?
I guess we can check with our attorney to see if that's all right or not. I'm in favor of waiting too. That seems logical to me. I guess the only thought I would have on it is we don't want to wait indefinitely. Hopefully we can get.
That was my thought too. Was, postponing and then, I don't know.
So if we postpone it until February and Joanne's gone and Bob's here, we're in the same boat as we are now.
Right. True,
So
true.
would it be better just to do it now and
Do it and get it over with.
I don't want to, I mean,
I know.
I'm fine with that too, but how do you all feel about that?
You had mentioned that we're thinking about having a meeting in 2 weeks.
We normally would, but we won't be having, we'd normally have a regularly scheduled meeting in 2 weeks, but we won't be having one.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to convene to elect in 2 weeks, if it works for your schedule, I'm happy to be here. I mean, we wouldn't necessarily have to have, folks drive in, but I'm available.
Yeah.
So that would be up to you as an
Would-
option.
That would be fine with me too,
Yeah,
if that's the
that would be the
preference.
better option.
Yeah,
Would you be
Commissioner
able
Momars
to-
would be here then.
That's it?
That's fine with me.
That makes sense. So, can we have then a motion to bump that agenda item until the next regularly scheduled commission meeting in 2 weeks?
Yeah, I move that we postpone the election of the chairman, vice chairman, until the next meeting, scheduled in 2 weeks. I don't know the
Second.
date.
Second by Commissioner Eaton. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay, motion's carried. Okay. So okay, now we can get to the consent agenda. And the next item is the approval of the October 21, 2014 minutes. Does anybody have any changes to the October 21 minutes? No? I just had one, I think it's just kind of maybe a typo. If we look at page 1, under consent agenda, I noticed that Commissioner Sautel's listed as voting in favor of approving the minutes, but also absent, so. Pretty sure I was absent.
Okay.
And subject to that change, can we get a motion to approve the minutes?
I move that we approve the minutes for this.
Commissioner Ricker, second. Commissioner Eaton, those in favor, so signify by raising your hand.
Since you, Chair Sautel, were gone, and so was Mr. Ricker, do you want to not approve the
Oh,
minutes?
That's true, we should abstain.
Abstain from
We should abstain.
approval.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Phyllis, appreciate that.
Good idea.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Okay, next is the public hearing and adoption of a resolution approving the zoning of parcel number 34 REVX, Colorado Department of Transportation. We have comments from the staff on that?
So did you open the public hearing?
Do I need to
You need to
officially open the public
Open the public
hearing?
hearing and ask for proof of publication. That's what I did.
Okay, so the hearing is open. Can we have proof of publication?
Yes, we have proof of publication.
All right. Thank you, Phyllis. Are we ready for comments by staff?
I'm Fred Fox, Consulting Town Planner. I have just a few comments, general comments. This parcel of land is what's the subject of tonight's zoning application. The applicant really is RC Superior, the town center developer, who actually owns the property now. At one point, the town owned it, and then it's been transferred to them. But this is a remnant piece of property that was basically part of the deal the town made with CDOT, with Colorado Department of Transportation, for developing the highway. And so we gave up some property for them, and they gave us this, and then at one point, the property was transferred to RC Superior, which would be Randy Goodsman and his team.
Do you have a developer representative?
Right, and if she could make a comment, right, when you want to get there, right? Just hang on.
Just give me a moment.
Yeah, anyway, so, I think on the 21st of October, was that when we did the annexation?
Must have been, I don't
Yeah,
remember.
The property, in the process of doing the PD plan, while these other transactions were going on, this little piece, or it's a little over an acre, was never annexed. And so back in October, the Planning Commission and subsequently the Board of Trustees annexed this piece. However, the legal staff suggested that to be clean, we should follow state law and make sure that it's zoned properly. In other words, that we go through a formal action to zone the property, because you have, after you annex a piece, the town annexes it, it has to be zoned within 90 days. So that's what this action is all about. It's more of a housekeeping procedure to make sure that the property which is now in the town, that it's zoned Superior Town Center plan as a planned development, the Superior Town Center. And that's what the map is all about, and that's what this application is for. So if you have any questions, we're here. If a representative of the developer would like to make a
Randy
comment.
Goodson is available by phone.
Can you go up there and
Excuse
say
me? Yeah.
whatever that
You
is?
need to be mic'd.
So it comes, it's on the tape or whatever.
And introduce yourself.
Yes, Pamela Lehman with Ranch Capital, and I'm certainly here to see what's going on or hear what's going on, and Randy Goodson, the director of the project, is available by phone. He couldn't get here in time, and we knew it was going to be a pretty quick meeting, so we can certainly contact him if you guys have questions. Okay?
Thank you. Any members of the commission have questions for town staff? Any questions for developers representative? We don't have anyone in the audience, so I'm assuming we don't have anybody who wishes to speak on the subject. Last call for questions. Hearing none, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Comments from the commission on the requested action? Do you have thoughts, feelings?
I think it's good housekeeping,
Yeah.
Yeah,
getting the town center project moving along.
it's kind of a retention area right now. Stay tuned.
In your packet, there's a resolution that you can refer to in your motion.
Right. Thank you, Fred. So we would, I guess at this point, we would entertain a motion, assuming this is consistent with what everybody wants to do. Motion to approve a resolution of the Planning Commission of the Town of Superior recommending approval of the zoning of the property annexed to the town and commonly referred to as parcel number 34 REVX, and more particularly described herein to Superior Town Center Plan Development in case number PD ZDP 2015-1. Can we have such a motion?
I move to approve the resolution.
Commissioner Lasix?
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's PC number 1, Series 2015, for the record.
Yeah. Thank you, Commissioner Hart. Do we have a motion? Any further discussion?
I'll
Or
second.
second? Further discussion? All those in favor? Motion's unanimous. Okay. Well, staff announcements? Lisa?
Yeah, as you all had determined, we will meet again in 2 weeks to conduct elections, should you so choose that night. If anything comes up in the meantime, I'll be sure we'll add those items to the agenda. If there's anything that you all would like to discuss or items from your work plan that, you'd like to add on there, the Chapter 16 updates are still being developed at a staff level, so we've made a lot of progress on those. We hope to bring those forward to you shortly, hopefully soon. So yeah, you can let me know your thoughts via email if there's anything you'd like to add, but if not, we'll convene briefly in 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want to mention anything about the 6 lots over there and Original Superior?
Yeah.
Are they familiar with that project as a
Yeah.
use by right project, basically?
So you may have noticed a foundation is being dug over on 3rd and Maple. So there's 6 vacant lots there. Maple Street does not go through in that location. That developer, the lots were purchased by a local company, Real Capital Solutions. Marcel Arsenault is the name behind that company. So he purchased those 6 lots sometime within the last 12 months. They have by right zoning there for single-family homes, and they are developing them by right. We're working with them closely, though, on access and site design because there is no street frontage there. So at this point, it's being handled at a staff level. Should they want to change what they're doing, there's a chance that that may have to come forward. At this point, it looks not likely. But it's 6 single-family homes. Staff has approved the site plan for the home with the foundation. We're under review, or the building department is under review for 5 more single-family homes over there. So we will see a little bit of redevelopment in original Superior.
Yeah, I was just going to say the line in the code is that this is a single-family zoned area. These are single-family detached units, and so that's a use by right. However, there's some issues involved in terms of, like Lisa said, in terms of access, because they're actually going to access these homes off the alley, and so therefore the alley has to be the proper width to handle whatever movements we're going to have in there. So anyway, so the staff has gotten involved a little bit with this, but it's not a multifamily development, and that's our line. When you get to a point where there's a multifamily development, then there's a site plan, and a site plan would come before the Planning Commission. In this case, it's all single-family units detached and the use by right in that zone.
Okay.
But there is activity over there.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so you'll see some construction activity over there. Other updates as well, Coal Creek Crossing, as you see, the first home is being framed. You may have noticed that over the last few weeks, so that's exciting. It's our understanding that they have, in November or early December, I want to say I stopped in there, they have 3 homes under contract, and they had initial deposits placed on, I want to say, 7 or 8 more lots, so it looks like they've got a fair level of interest over there. And as far as Town Center across the street, as an update, the bonds are being put forth tomorrow for Ranch Capital, and so you may be able to speak more to that, but within a couple of weeks, they hope to get that finalized, and construction activity, hopefully, within the next few weeks, should re-engage out there.
It's
How
exciting.
about the ice rink?
Yes, so same thing. So their loan and their financing is finalized. They're just trying to time the construction activity with Ranch Capital's activity out there as well, is my understanding. So hopefully both of them here shortly. There was some activity 2 weeks ago. They revised or kind of refreshed the access road that was out there. So you probably saw some activity out there a couple weeks ago, just kind of getting the site prepped again.
That's great. Well, thank you for the update. Any further business to come before the meeting? Hearing none, can we have a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Please. Commissioner Rickard, we're adjourned.
I really,